you have a GoPro Hero 8, 9, or 10 and want to use it as a webcam? Well, if you're like me and downloaded GoPro's latest software for webcam, chances are probably didn't work. At least that's what it was in my case. But I have a solution. I have a workaround. So stay tuned. I'll show you how to set everything up. I'll show you how to download the software, how to update the firmware on your camera, and then I'll show you guys how to add the video into OBS Studio so that you can use it for whatever you'd like. Stay tuned. Okay, so really quick, if you're like me, you might have downloaded the latest software that's on GoPro's website for the webcam, and you probably found out that it doesn't work, or you may have had downloaded a previous version and realized it didn't work. And you know, I went through all these forums on GoPro's website talking about how it's a driver problem, how you can go in and, you know, uninstall your drivers, update them. And I tried everything. I think I spent probably a couple of days trying to get things to work, and I could not manage to get the latest version of the webcam software to work for me. I did, however, find a workaround solution that I'll show you guys in case you guys run into the same problem. But let's just go through how you would download the software, and then I'll show you the issues that I've encountered. You'll actually be able to see what happens if you have the same issue that I'm having, and then I'll show you guys the workaround. So, by the way, I'll put all these links in the description for you guys. And just as a side note, the webcam software works with the Hero 8, 9, and 10. So if you have any of those cameras, you can use them for as a webcam. And they do support Mac and Windows. So since I have a PC, we'll go to the Windows, and then it'll say, you know, download the GoPro webcam desktop utility if that's what you want. You would click on that. It'll take you to this site. The latest version as of June 30th, 2022 ends in 8.13. So most likely that'll be the latest version that you guys will find. You'll download that, and if you don't get this pop-up, just go to your downloads folder. You'll see it. And so we'll go through the installation process here. We'll just click on next. You have to accept the license agreement. Next, click on install. You're going to get the prompt that says, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? You have to click on yes. And then the installation was complete. Click finished to exit the setup wizard. And it'll say, hey, you must restart your computer for the changes to take effect. I'm just going to click no, so it doesn't restart it now, but immediately the application crashes. So that was the first telltale sign. I was like, okay, there's something wrong here. You know, I sent the report. I tried opening the app again. Go, you know, GoPro webcam, and it immediately crashes. So that was the issue. Even with the previous version that had been posted on GoPro's website, I could not get it to work for me. So I'll show you guys what I had to do. Okay, so if you're like me and you tried downloading the software and it didn't work out for you, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to uninstall that version that you just installed. So the easiest way to do it is just go back to your downloads folder and click on the same executable file that you used to install the file. And there's actually an option to either repair or remove. So we're going to choose remove for this instance. We're going to say yes, allow this app to make changes to your device. And we'll let it uninstall. And then again, it's going to say, hey, in order for these changes to take effect, you have to restart your computer. Normally I would click yes, but for now I'm just going to click on no, because we're going to go and install a different version that I found. So after searching for a few days with no solutions, you know, I tried, like I said, I tried everything with the drivers, and, you know, uninstalling them, reinstalling them, updating them. Nothing worked for me. I came across a Reddit post where people were talking about having the same issues that I was seeing, and someone actually had an old version of the software that worked, and they posted it to Google Drive. So this is not an official file from GoPro. Like, you're not going to be able to download this from GoPro themselves, because they don't have older versions of their software up on their website. So this is a, you know, download at your own risk kind of thing. I'll show you guys that the files are safe and, you know, there's no viruses or anything like that. But again, this is a download at your own risk. So they did post a link on here, and it's version 7.09.21. So we'll click on that, and then it's going to take you over to a Google Drive link. And in here, you're going to have to click on download. And when you click on download, you'll notice that this may take a while for you if it's the first time. But it's essentially what it's doing is Google is going to try and scan the file before it'll allow you to download it. It's trying to scan it for viruses. In this instance, it can't scan the file for some reason, so it gives you a warning saying, hey, this is an executable file and it may harm your computer. So again, download at your own risk. And even the button says download anyway, right? You're bypassing their warning. So we'll go ahead and download it anyway. And we'll go through the installation process again, the same way we did with the official GoPro version. And then we'll check out how it runs. So clicked on download anyway. I think it's still taking a little bit, and then you'll see the file will start to download. Okay, so there it goes. It downloaded. Again, this will show up in your downloads folder. It'll be the older version, 7.09.21. So we'll go ahead and open that, and it's going to be the same installation process that we went through previously. If you accept the license agreement, click on next, click on install. You have to say yes, allow the app to make changes to your device, and you get the hey, please restart your computer. So we'll click on finish, and we'll say no. And you may actually get this crash reported, but we'll just ignore that. And we'll minimize this, and you'll actually notice that the GoPro webcam is actually running. So if you right click, and if you don't see it, if you click on the up arrow, you'll notice there's a little camera icon, and you can actually right click on it, and you can see preferences. The preview and the lens mode is grayed out because we don't have the camera hooked up. But it's running. The software is running. So we'll go ahead and exit out of the software, and we'll go ahead and restart it. We'll go to our programs. We'll go to GoPro webcam, and then we'll check back over here, and it's already running. So that version was the only way that I found that I could get it to work for me. Hopefully you guys don't have the same issue, but like I said, that was the only way I got it to work. It's worked fine. I used it for probably over 6 months, never really had any problems with it, and I was streaming with it, never had an issue. So you know, your mileage may vary. So now let's update the firmware on our GoPro camera. I'll show you guys how to do that. That way you guys have the latest on there as well. And then I'll show you guys how to set it up in OBS so that you can start using that as well. So let's get the camera. Let's hook it up to your PC. There's actually two ways you can update the firmware. You can either use your phone. If you have it hooked up to your phone, you can update the firmware straight from the app on your phone. Or you can just, if you have a cable, hook it up to your computer, turn the GoPro software on, and then you can download it or update it through there. Okay, so I'm mirroring my phone onto this screen so you guys can see what I'm doing. But essentially what you want to do is you want to turn your camera on. You want to make sure that in the camera settings, you have the wireless feature turned on. And then you want to open up the quick GoPro app. And then you're going to click on the GoPro down here at the bottom. And then you're going to click on control your GoPro. And as soon as you do that, it's going to ask you for a prompt to connect to the GoPro. So you'll have to actually click on join. And then once I do that, because it's switching connections from my wireless to the GoPro, I'm gonna lose the mirroring on the screen, but that's okay. I'm gonna click on join, and you'll notice that this screen's gonna freeze here in a second once it's connected to the GoPro. And then as soon as you do that, you're actually going to be presented with a screen that says, hey, there's new software available for your camera. Would you like to update? So just click on update. It's gonna show you the legal disclaimer. You're gonna have to accept to continue. And then it's gonna start, you probably can't see that, but it's gonna start transferring that software to your camera, and your camera will actually have I don't know if you guys can see that, a loading bar, both the screens. I have loading bars both the front and the rear screen, same as on my phone. If you guys can see that, there's a little blue circle, a loading bar to the side. So it's pretty quick. It's already at 30%, so it'll probably take about a minute to a couple minutes, depending on how fast the transfer speed is. And then once that's finished, we'll continue. So it's getting very close to the end here. There are a couple messages on the screen that says don't leave the app. Your GoPro will power off and on a few times. And then it says when the update is complete, your camera screen will return to normal. So just make sure, you don't accidentally exit out of the app, do anything like that. It may screw with the update. So just leave the app open. Like I said, it doesn't take very long. At most, it's probably going to be a couple minutes. So it's still loading. Still says installing. Probably can't see the screen, but it says installing update. Don't go anywhere. Do not exit the GoPro app or turn off your camera during this process. So again, leave the camera on. Don't exit the app. Let everything finish. Okay, so now the camera's got a little down arrow pointing to the camera, meaning it's transferring files to the camera. So that's normal. It just shut down. So it's doing a reboot. It just restarted. It turned itself back on. And it has that same down arrow with the camera on the front screen. The back screen is turned off. You should expect something similar. I don't know if they have different things on the different versions, like the 8 or the 10. But essentially, it's just doing a reboot. And there we go. It says update complete. on the camera. Update complete on my phone. So now there's the screen that's back to displaying what's on the front. So now we're ready to plug it in. I'll show you guys with the app running how you can get started, and then I'll show you how to then add that video source into your OBS. So let's get into that. Okay, so real quick, one of the things I forgot to mention, if you're having problems connecting your camera to your computer, there's actually a setting. I'm actually using my phone here as a second webcam, but essentially what you want to do is you want to go to the settings. So on the Hero 9, it's going to be tough to see. Let me see if I can focus on that. Yeah, it's going to be tough. But anyway, you go to the settings and there's a connections menu, and you want to make sure that USB connection, you can see that in order for the webcam to work, the USB connection has to be set to GoPro Connect. I don't know why. For me, it was on MTP. That was the standard setting that it was on, which allows you to download stuff to your computer. That's what you would want to set it to. But for the webcam, you actually have to toggle it to GoPro Connect, and it actually tells you there. It says use GoPro Connect for webcam mode. So you're going to need to make sure that that is enabled on your camera. And again, this is specific to the Hero 9. I don't know if the menus are any different on the 8 or the 10, but I'm just giving you a heads up that there may be a setting on the camera that you have to change as far as the USB connection goes. So check that out if you're having problems connecting your camera. Okay, so here we go. I've got the USB-C cable plugged into the camera. Just as a side note, you'll notice the battery door does not close if you have a cable plugged into it. And another quick tip, from reading some of the comments online, people recommend you pull the battery out if you're using it as a webcam. It just helps keep the camera a little cooler, and you kind of prevent the battery from being overcharged. But essentially what you do is you plug your camera into your computer, and then you go over to your app, you make sure that it's running, and you'll notice that in the tray icon for the GoPro webcam, you'll see a little blue dot in the corner. The blue dot just means that it's successfully connected to the camera. You'll notice the camera has USB connected on the screen, and if you right click on it, you'll actually notice that the preview option is now enabled. You can actually click on that, and I'll put this over here so you guys can see it. So there's the preview coming straight from the camera. And so you can see that once you have the preview window open, if you go back to the GoPro icon, you can actually change the field of view. When I was using the GoPro as my primary webcam, I just left it on linear because that's the narrowest field of view, but you can play with it and see what you like. I just went with linear just because it made the most sense for me. So now that we've got that, let's close the preview window just so that there's no issues, and let me show you guys how to add it now into your OBS. So under your sources, you're going to click on the plus sign, and you're going to add a video capture device. You're going to create new. I'm assuming you don't have anything in there, so you can name it whatever you want. And I'll just say GoPro for now. So click on OK, and then you're going to want to select GoPro webcam as the device. and then you can hit OK, and you'll notice that by default it adds the webcam as the entire window. It fills up the entire window size. So what you want to do is you want to, you know, make it smaller, and then you want to place it wherever you want, right? So that's it. So that's how you add your GoPro into your OBS. I hope you guys found the video useful. If you did, I'd appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And I do stream on Twitch weekdays after about 9 p.m. Eastern time. So if you get a chance, you know, check out the stream, give it a follow. I'd appreciate it. And with that, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.